What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenna Smith. Today, I'm sitting down with Konlan James. You may know him as KJ. He's a content creator and the founder of V1 Nutra. Konlan didn't just start a supplement company. He built a brand rooted in passion, purpose, and doing things differently in one of the most competitive industries out there. Today, we're going to talk about where his vision came from, the grind of turning an idea into a business, what it takes to stand out in the supplement space, and how following his passion has shaped every decision he's made along the way. If you've ever thought about building something of your own or you're chasing a dream that feels bigger than you, this episode is going to hit. So sit back and enjoy the show. All right, what is up? I guess I'll call you KJ because I feel like Konlan is just too proper.
Yeah, no, I kind of created a little bit of an alias, kind of like David Goggins. I was
Yeah.
watching it, like I was like, all right, I just went with KJ because I don't know. As soon as I kind of like stepped out of high school and like started to go my own path and really like posting on social media, I don't know if you did this or seen anybody else, but like I didn't want to. Of course, like my only followers at the time were just everybody from high school and everybody from my hometown. So I kind of want to like create almost a different person. And I'm a lot more
Yeah.
introverted than it probably seems on camera. I don't have a ton of friends. I don't really go out. I just do supplements and I used to do basketball and watch a lot of sports. But yeah, I just try to separate myself. And now everybody just knows me as KJ, which is kind of funny.
It rolls off the tongue a little bit better, I feel like. It's easier to
Yeah,
say. But
definitely.
that's actually funny because I feel like so many people who are bigger on social media are like super introverted people in real life because like I'm the same way. People are shocked when they're like, you're an introverted person,
Yeah,
but you have like a podcast, you're like on social media all the time. But I don't know. I just like when you're in front of a camera, it's completely different.
exactly. No, I'm 100% with you there because it's like I've tried to film with other people or like host podcasts. Or, like people ask me to come in and like help talk about social media and stuff. And I'm completely different when there's other people in the room filming.
Hmm.
And even if I'm the person behind the camera, rather than just like me setting up my camera, either doing a podcast. I've had a couple podcasts in the past. It's just a good creative expression for people that are more like me and you that are more introverted and don't want to be the life of the party. It's still an avenue that we can go and be creative and actually share our passions.
For sure. And you've been on a couple podcasts, but you also have your own podcast that you and Sammy do, right?
Yes, yes. So go to Lifestyle Podcast. We slowed down a little bit, but it's still fun. We're trying to keep up at least once a week, but right now it's like once every 2 weeks. We're both pretty busy, and he's still a full-time nurse. So
Yeah, that's crazy. But let's like the biggest question I have for you, obviously, like you've been building V1, your supplement brand, but actually, before we get into things, who are you? Let's intro you for the people. So like if you were in an Uber and somebody asked you like, "Hey, what do you do?" Like what is the answer to that question?
usually I can't answer that question.
Hmm.
I say I'm in a lot of stuff. Because I guess I kind of am. So like V1 is my normal thing. I guess I'm known and what I like to do is supplements, whether that's formulating. I really just love the more creative side, I guess, the more
Hmm.
the design, the formulation creation, and just telling a story behind a product. Like you've probably seen some of my like I have a grandma series of protein. Like that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
things I've ever done because I was able to put my grandma on the tub, like an actual like cartoon
I
picture.
think that's probably one of the most unique protein supplements I've seen is like the fact that you legitimately have a photo of your grandma on the tub and it's like banana bread and all this stuff
Yeah,
that she used to bake. That's dope.
I just think that's super cool. And a lot of the bigger brands, I have the cool opportunity to be able to do that. Because like if you take that to like, I mean, Rise is probably not a good example for that because they do some cool stuff too. But
Mm.
like a Muscle Tech or an Optimum Nutrition, of course, they're not owned by a single person or they're too big of a scale to where they can't do like a super niche. Oh, this is my grandma's chocolate chip banana bread.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I guess I'm just a supplement social media guy. Is probably the easiest way to put it.
Yeah. Who are you outside of social media?
Ooh, like I said before, pretty introverted. I don't
Hmm.
do a ton of stuff. Like I said, really, I love basketball. I love shoes. I'd say shoes and supplements are kind of my passion.
Love that.
Um, like basketball sneakers. I used to buy and sell those. I used to want to be a like Nike shoe designer. That's one of my
Nice.
like job avenues that I was trying to go down. Um, but other than that, I'm getting married next Saturday. I have two dogs that take up a lot of my time, a husky and a golden lab.
Yeah, those
Uh,
are two dogs. Dang.
the husky,
Handful.
they're complete opposites.
Mhm.
They both were adopted. Um,
Mhm.
and Jax, who's the husky, he's a psychomaniac. Like it's
Huskies are like that.
yeah. But then the other one's the shyest dog you'll ever meet. She doesn't like really anybody, which is funny. Yeah, I just love hanging out with my family and really honestly being by myself. I don't
Yeah.
play a lot of video games. I watch a lot of sports. I train. That's kind of it. I'm a little bit of a boring person, honestly.
I'm literally the exact same though. Like train, work, spend time with family. Like is what we do. It's just I don't see anything wrong with it to be honest.
I agree. I enjoy it, and I assume you do too. And it's like, if you enjoy it, do it.
Hell
You
yeah.
do 10,000 different things. So
Correct. Yeah, so biggest question is how did you get into fitness in the first place? Because obviously supplements, like we'll get to that question, but it started with fitness, I'm assuming.
yeah, it did. So my dad was pretty big into sports. He was a big baseball, basketball guy, and like early on, we had my parents were very well off, so they were able to get me and my brothers a trainer. I
Mhm.
have three brothers, so it's all boys, of course, were into sports.
Yeah.
But like I did a little bit of training, maybe when I was like 12 to 14 of just like more functional stuff for basketball. But then I didn't really totally get into fitness until sophomore year of high school. I had torn my ACL.
Oh,
Um,
that's a terrible one.
yeah, that sucks. So it was like all the rehab and stuff there. I started getting into watching YouTube, like Jay Cutler's first ever like bodybuilding series.
Hmm.
Huge, love that stuff. Elliot Hulse was another big one. And I just like slowly, like fitness became my passion over basketball. I came back after the ACL tear. It was a quick rehab, but then I immediately had a like hairline fracture in my patella.
Mm.
Oh, like immediately I was like, all right, back on the rehab. And so like that was
You need some BPC back then, huh?
exactly, dude. If I had PPC and some TB 500, that would be
That's
perfect.
real.
But yeah, basically those injuries just pushed me into rehab and athletic training, and I just developed this love for like, oh, I can literally change my body through training
Yeah.
to where I can do this again, and then of course bodybuilding and what happened there? Sorry. Um, and then yeah, just it totally spiraled.
Yeah. So you went into straight bodybuilding. Like, did you ever consider competing or anything, or was it just more of a passion for actually lifting?
Yeah, so I technically competed 20, I believe it was 2018.
Mm.
I think it was my sophomore year of college. So I graduated in 2016 from high school, sophomore year of college. And I've told this story, I think, a couple times. But like that was back when SARMs were huge.
Oh yeah.
I took like every possible SARM I could think of. I took some actual like anabolic, some pro hormones and the actual anabolic steroids. Never
Mm.
injected myself, but all oral supplements. And instead of like coming off and doing cycles or everything, of course, I was dumb. I was like 18, 19. I just continually like flipped up what I was taking.
Mm.
So that completely, well, I, okay, just transition. And then I competed in 2018. I was like 189 pounds, 6'4". I was the skinniest guy in the world.
Dang.
Yeah. But it was fun. Like I enjoyed it. It got me, I guess, a taste of like what being on stage is. And it was a lot more than I thought. I was way more nervous. I sweat a ton. So being
Yeah.
up, of course, like my tan was like dripping off and it didn't look good.
Hmm.
It was fun. Like going through the whole process was pretty crazy to like have a coach and really diet down and get to those pretty lean levels. I was not even close to like being a good bodybuilder, but after
It's
I
all about
took
the experience, though.
exactly, and that's what I like to say. Well, to a lot of people, you don't really know what it actually is until you actually like get on stage because it was completely different than what I thought. Even watching everybody else on stage, it's way different. Even just the day of, you're trying to carb up and you're backstage
Hmm.
like bands trying to pump up and
It's
everybody else.
wild. It's like a wild thing to watch too, because I've done competitions as well. And it's funny because I feel like so many people, when they get into bodybuilding, when they get into weightlifting, they're like, well, I kind of want to do something with this. So automatically you go to a competition. And then you don't realize like how crazy that crap can be, especially like mentally with like comparing yourself to other people. Like it's kind of wild when you think about it.
It is, and it's like you spend like I mean, I feel like I have okay genetics, like
Yeah.
maybe a little bit better than normal if I actually like really pursued it and made it like 100%. That's my 100% priority. But you really get a taste of like, holy crap, there's some people that just have like these insane genetics, and like you work 12 weeks, 16 weeks, even longer than that for some people for a contest prep. And yeah, you're going backstage and it's like, holy crap, everybody's half naked back there and everybody looks
Hmm.
unbelievable. But it is enjoyable and it was fun. I'm glad I did it. I don't know if I want to compete at least one more time in my life, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that's gonna be.
Well, I guess only time will tell, right?
Yeah. What about you? Are you competing again soon or?
No, so I switched over from bodybuilding into CrossFit about 4 years ago. So right now I'm pursuing becoming a competitive CrossFit athlete. So I have a competition there that way in 2 months, but my knee's been a little bit messed up lately. So to be determined. I am using the PPC and the TB right now, so hopefully that'll help me out.
Yeah, gee, that's a completely different animal. I've
Yeah.
tried, I'm gonna say I used to work as a trainer senior year of high school in kind of a CrossFit gym, more
Hmm.
running classes for kids, but it is holy crap, completely different animal.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So transitioning from basketball to bodybuilding, right? And
Mhm.
then what made you just say, you know what? I kind of want to start formulating my own supplements.
Yeah, so like through that whole period of like the contest prep, and probably I had that 2 year gap from 2017 to 2019 where I took every possible basically banned substance I could get my hands on and like
Yeah,
my own lab rat, which in itself cool. I learned a lot and learned what
I'm
these.
sure you did.
But in the other hand, I'm lucky that I didn't have these crazy side effects. I was taking
Hmm.
like letrozole, which is an estrogen, basically a SERM, and that basically shuts down your estrogen. You can get super dry, and it can really cause like some very bad cardiovascular stuff. I took Clen and had like a big panic attack and anxiety attack. So outside
Yep.
of that, it was a good learning experience. And then I not only was I taking all those banned drugs, I was taking every pre workout and every possible creatine and supplement I could get my
I
hands
mean,
on.
supplements are just fun. That's how I
And
like to look at it.
yeah, and I was going to the vitamin shop like every week, at least multiple times a week, and trying to find these like underground supplement stores just to like find these cool products that I knew nobody else had. And in that passion, fast forward to I guess senior year of college, 2020, I had to find a internship for my exercise science degree
Hmm.
to I guess complete that degree. And I somehow finessed it at NutriCap. Do you know NutriCap?
Yeah,
Lab? So
it's a
I was
pretty big one.
yeah. No, back then I mean, they were doing pretty good. Right now, I don't think they're in the greatest time. I think they went bankrupt or they're coming out of it. But
Yeah.
anyways, they like accepted it. And then my exercise science teacher was also like, oh, this is fine. I don't know how that really, it kind of works, but it was completely different than what I should have done. So I flew out
Well,
to
it worked out, I guess, huh?
exactly. I flew out to Georgia, got the internship, and then basically from there they kind of shut stuff down because that was right when COVID started.
Hmm.
So I wasn't able to do anything, and the internship was kind of pushed off. And I wanted to get into the supplement industry, whether that was working for a brand or working for a manufacturer. So I cold called and cold emailed probably 100 to 200 different brands and manufacturers to like, is there any opportunity for me to get in? Two people got back to me. One of them was NutriCap, and then the other one was actually Dom from Raw. That fell
Oh,
through.
cool.
He just never responded to me, which makes sense. I was like, I was nobody. Um, but then I was like, all right, well, I can't really do anything for I don't know how many months because the world shut down. I just was like, all right, it's they did NutriCap at the time 144 unit runs.
Hmm.
All right, I can probably swing that to do a pre
Yeah,
workout.
that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it was. I want to say just over $8,000 for 300 total units, 144 protein, 144 pre. I think it might have been more than that.
That's not most places the MOQ is like 500 to 1,000. And
Yeah,
most
no,
people are like, I can't even like I can't sell 500 units.
yeah. No, it's nuts. Yeah, you can't find. I know one person that does under 500, and then
Hmm.
other than that is 500 and above at least. Normally a thousand
Hmm.
said. Um, so then I kind of just went for it. I ended up selling my truck at the time was my graduation present. So I sold my truck, downgraded to more of like just a baseline truck that gave me about 10 grand to play with. And I was like, all right, might as well. I'm freaking 19, 20. Let's see what happens. Um, so right there, I started my TikTok and it was the normal, like I guess kind of like douchebag stuff because I didn't really know what worked. And that was the only thing that kind of worked. And then I finally posted one video where I was just like sitting down in front of my supplement rack, which is over there in my basement now. And I just said, I'm pretty well versed in this stuff. I'm not really an expert, but like here's some like shots of me from my bodybuilding or some of my lean stuff. I've done it in the past. I know how like what works and some of the education behind the supplements. If you guys have any questions, like let me know. And like
Hmm.
somehow I think it was early stages of TikTok. That got 500,000 views. So
Shit. That's
yeah,
big.
yeah, it was incredible. And I was like, what the hell? So I just started going down the list of all the questions people had. And it was mainly like, oh, try Total War. What do you think of that? Or try C4. What is that? And that's really just where it started. And then I just showed off kind of the behind the scenes of like what I'm doing because I was new too and didn't really know if anybody else had any tips or anything for starting a supplement brand. And
Hmm.
and we sold out a pre-workout in a day and the protein, I think, in about a week. So
That's crazy.
it was
So did you
rich.
start the supplement company before you started the TikTok, or was it kind of at the same time, or?
It was kind of at the same time, but I didn't start posting about supplement stuff until probably at least a month, maybe 2 months before.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably a 6 month-ish process from when I like decided to start it until we finally got the products in.
Mm-hmm. Dang that. And then you sold out in one day for the pre-workouts.
Yeah, it was
That's
nuts.
wild.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't know what to do from there. So I was in a spot where like it was awesome, but not many people do that to where it almost is
Mm-hmm.
a detriment to where it's like, okay, I of course need to order more products, but like my problems were I didn't have enough product. Whereas normally people's problems are like, oh, they can't sell enough product.
Right. And it takes time to like get product in. It's
Yeah,
a process that people don't realize. It's like you actually have to manufacture it all.
that is a whole thing. Yeah, because it's I
Mm-hmm.
mean a little bit of a problem today, and I know a lot of people that start up and are successful too. It's like they don't understand if it's a repeat order, you're still like 4 to 6 weeks. And if it's a brand
Mm-hmm.
new product, brand new flavor, you got to get all new samples and you're changing your label with the graphic designer. It's like 8 to 12 weeks at least.
Yeah. What was your first pre-workout product?
It was called Dome Rush, and it was not the greatest. It was I can tell you it was a $16 pre-workout. That's what I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it had 100 milligrams of caffeine, 4 grams of citrulline, a gram of acetyl L-carnitine. I think a little bit of either pro GBB or just normal GBB. I think 15 or
Mm-hmm.
20 milligrams because for some reason I really like that ingredient because I just like sweating in the gym and it gives off a little placebo effect of
It
like,
does
oh
make you feel better when you're sweating. Like it is the placebo effect kind of thing. Like, oh man, this is working.
yeah, exactly. I want to say a little bit of beta alanine. Like it was not a crazy thing. It was more of I kind of marketed it as like a low stim pre, but more of like an energy drink replacement.
Yeah.
Um, it was $16 for that little 30 serving pre workout, which now thinking back, I mean, that makes sense at 144 units, but that's a crazy price.
Yeah, that is. That is. And it's funny because I feel like right now a lot of your pre-workouts that I've at least seen are like super, super loaded.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it started. So I did Dome Rush.
I love the name, by the way, Dome Rush.
Yeah. I want to
I'd
bring
buy
that
that
back.
pre-workout just for the name.
And that weirdly, I thought that during a run. And I was like, I got to do this. I don't know why I thought of that in the first place, but I think it was straight after that was the first iteration of V1 Pre.
Hmm.
And that was when I ended up flying out to do the internship because they were finally like, oh, COVID's kind of getting, it's wearing off a little bit. We'd love to like talk to you and see if we can figure this out. So maybe like 2 months after I sold that stuff out, I flew to Georgia. They accepted the internship, and then like literally a week later, they're like, "Hey, we actually want you to like come full time and like work as I think they called it a brand accelerator or brand right." I was basically a salesman.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, "All right." So I worked there, and I think I had 2 or 3 more runs before I decided to quit and take V1 full time. So I was there for maybe 4 months or so.
Okay. You feel like you got a lot of experience out of those 4 months?
100%. Yeah, they were honestly a very cool manufacturer. You don't hear a ton of good stories about them, honestly, but there were good people that worked there. The CEO West at the time, interesting backstory, but he was basically the one that told me to like quit and see what I can do with this thing.
And
They
I think that's a cool thing when somebody who's above you in your like job tells you like, hey, you should probably go for this. Like that's like, oh, really? You believe in me? Cool.
seriously is and because I like talked to my dad and I really look up to my dad because he's done very well for himself and I had like multiple conversations and I was like, do you think I should go for this? He's a very risk adverse guy. Um, and then he ended up telling me like, you might as well, dude. You're 20, 21. I think I was 21 at the time.
Yeah.
Like, do it. And that's another advice that I give to a lot of people is like,
Hmm.
now being 27, I have a lot more, I guess, responsibility with like I'm getting married now. We have a house and there's a ton of other things to where I still have a lot of time, but I can't kind of just give up and be like, all right, I'm going to try this whole new thing. I don't know if it's going to work
Yeah.
out or not, um, but like when I was 20, I had like zero responsibility. I had a job and a business that was doing pretty good. It's like I could pick up and go wherever the opportunity is. And that's why I try
Mhm.
to tell everybody, if you're young, like do it to like take the opportunity.
Yeah, and I love that advice because I feel like so many people, I don't want to say waste that time, but they really do. Like they go out, they party, they drink, they do all those things when it's like you could have done this thing where you like risked everything and you had really nothing to lose, you know?
Yeah, that's huge. But yeah, NutriCup is awesome. They took me around like in the first week, which I thought was very cool. They made you go to every single place in the entire manufacturer and like work there for a day. So
That's
like
cool.
sample lab for a day and kind of learned how they did that. Worked in QC for a little bit. Worked back in like the big mixers, which are incredibly huge. I don't know if you've ever seen like a protein mixer.
No,
They're
I mean, I've seen like videos of it.
they're stupid. Like you got to climb up. They had a couple like massive ones. You literally had to climb up and like dump the protein into the thing. So it
That's
was just
crazy.
10 feet wide and like 5 feet deep or something. Um, yeah, that was very cool. And it was a very good base of like my knowledge and understanding of like how supplements were actually made. And
Hmm.
when I first started V1 or KJ Performance Nutrition at the time, that was
Hmm.
my goal, I guess, was not so much like I wanted to create this cool supplement company. It was more of nobody could bring me onto their team to where like, okay, now how do I learn about how supplements are made? Because I had no,
Hmm.
and that's probably the next step to get into either working for a brand or working for a manufacturer. It's like I might as well start my own brand and like see kind of what happens. I'll learn throughout the process, even if it does fail, I have this knowledge of like how to do it and how the process is. So
Yeah, that's so important too, like learning the process because if you don't know what's going on like below you, then it's really hard like to actually know how to accelerate the business.
100%. I think a lot of people go into certain things to like just strictly try to make money and try to
Yep.
profit,
Oh
which
yeah, 100%. But if you go in it for like passion or like you're trying to solve a problem, that's where you're actually going to make the money.
yes, yes, and it's very hard to stick to something that you're only in it for the money too. Because like when something goes wrong, I'm
Absolutely.
like, well, fuck, I'm gonna go to the next thing that's probably profitable. So
Hmm.
that probably is what propelled me to keep it going, even though when we did have like sticking points of problems, it was like, all right, this is easy. Let's figure it out.
Hmm. What do you feel like are some of the biggest problems that you ran into at the beginning?
It was mainly I kind of touched on it was the selling out too quick. And as much of a problem as like people would love to have that problem,
Yeah.
being like 19, 20, 21, and having that problem and like not being able to like know off the top of my head, like I need to probably go out and raise some money or find like investors to buy into the business or something. That was kind of the last thing on my mind because I had no clue. So I was like, all
Oh
right, I'm
yeah.
just gonna have to wait 2 months to get more product in. When if I could go back and do it again, probably my third drop was I think the most I want to say the most successful it's ever been from a draw perspective. I think we sold out in literally like 4 minutes of maybe
Crazy.
1,500 products. Like it was
That must
stupid.
be cool to watch from your perspective. Just watch
It
all these people on the website and stuff.
And like those first three, like we've done, I want to say like last or two Black Fridays ago, we quadrupled the revenue that we did in that third drop or whatever. But I have never been able to replicate that feeling of selling out that quick. Like it's unbelievable because in my mind I was like I don't think I'm not doing anything special. Like I'm just sharing my love and passion for supplements. The reason why I created these formulas, low stim, so I can have another energy drink throughout the day or coffee or whatever. High pump because I love the pump of the gym, and a lot of times if you have scoop and normal pre, you're only getting 200 milligrams of caffeine, but you're also having all of those other pump and performance ingredients.
Hmm.
Uh, and like I just said, it was surreal that people connected with it and like wanted to buy my products.
Yeah. And I love that you have like a story behind each product, right? Like a purpose behind each product, actually.
Mhm.
Because, like we've said, it's like if you're just in it for the money and if you don't have any like passion or purpose behind it, then you're not going to really make it. It's not going to stick. It's not going to connect with people. So, like, what was the biggest problem that you wanted? Like, what drove you to be like, I want to formulate my own supplements? Like, what solution or what gap were you trying to fill in the industry? Or was it just like, I just like this?
It, I think it was mainly that like I love the low stim aspect because after my pretty big drug abuse with all those anabolics, I had and still have this big anxiety over my heart for some reason. Like I
Yeah.
always I'm gonna have a heart attack at like any point if my heart rate raises when it's not supposed to, or like I have too much caffeine or whatever. So I had a point for probably 6 months I didn't have any caffeine at all, and then I was super like hesitant to take any more.
Yeah.
Like how can I get a 200 milligram pre-workout or less that still has all these pump and blood flow ingredients or performance ingredients that will help me in the gym because everybody loves a pump. It's hard not
Oh,
to
yeah.
benefit.
Nothing better than a pump.
Yeah. And I was like, there's not really anything unless you have scooped something or you have to half scoop it and then take like 2 scoops of a pump product on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's kind of a gap. I don't think I've seen anybody do that. There's probably somebody that done it, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So I think I was one of the first to do that. And that was really what I pushed. And of course, my caffeine addiction's gotten way worse since then. I'm not as anxiety provoked about my heart, but
The thing about caffeine is like, it's life is happier with it,
I would agree. Stimulants.
Let's
If I
be
could
real.
find a drug in the world, it would just be stimulants.
I thank caffeine for like 90% of my success at this point in life.
Exactly. So yeah, it was the low stim. Okay, you could take this pre-workout in the morning, afternoon, or whatever. Still have your coffee, still have your couple of energy drinks. It was also like loaded in every other aspect.
hmm
So
I love that kind of a pre-workout too because I'm more sensitive to caffeine. So like I need to like pick and choose my battles. Like if I'm gonna have a coffee, I can't have an energy drink, or if I'm gonna have an energy drink, I can't have a coffee. So with my pre-workout, especially now that I do CrossFit, it's like I don't really want something that's gonna jack the crap out of my heart rate because I'm already gonna be doing that. But
mhm.
I love like beta alanine and all of like the things that help with, power output performance type of stuff. And I do like me a good pump. I just can't do too much pump because if I do too much pump and I'm doing like 100 pull-ups in a workout, that might mess me up pretty bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does that ever cause like any downsides? Because I've tried like I've had running phases throughout my
hmm
fitness career. I've like tried to take a pre-workout beforehand. It's like I get calf pumps. Does that? I assume that happens in CrossFit.
Yeah, so with like you want to take more like nitric oxide, like natural, like blood flow,
Mm.
like an S7 type thing would be
Okay.
best. Rather than like straight citrulline. Like I've taken like a pump product before when I first started CrossFit and it was terrible. Like you can't grip the bar anymore and it's like, oh no, I can't do this. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like pick and choose your battles there, but I do love the idea of like a lower stimulant pre-workout because again, I'm somebody who likes to drink like caffeine outside of my workouts. So
Yeah.
if I drink too much, then I'll be messed up for the day.
hmm Yeah, and I think a lot of, well, maybe not a lot, but a decent amount of people have picked up on that. I mean, like we've seen an explosion of the like essential series pre-workouts that are a
Mhm.
little bit more milder. I mean, they're a little bit toned down in every aspect, but I think people are catching on to that. Even
Yeah,
though
there are also some really crazy pre-workouts out there nowadays. Like you reviewed one I think the other day where it was like what 600 or 700 milligrams caffeine, something crazy
yeah,
like that.
I am immortal. I mean, that one, even off of like, I only took like 4 sips of that pre-workout and I was ready to go. Because
I
I
bet.
you like beta alanine?
You said what?
Do you like beta alanine?
I love beta alanine.
I'm an iffy. If I don't
Yeah.
take it like religiously, at least a couple times a week, and like it hits, or I take it on an empty stomach, I'm like, why the f am I taking this pre? That one is 6,400 milligrams. It's like,
That's crazy. Oh my God, my whole face would be crawling.
oh my goodness. But it's, yeah, 600 milligrams of caffeine from 3 different sources. So that's like 600 net. So I think it's like 750 total with like citric acid or malic acid on top. And then alpha yohimbine and yohimbine HCl.
That sounds like a bad day for me.
It's I don't think I'm ever full scoop. I don't even think I'm ever gonna half scoop that one. It is crazy.
Yeah,
But
it'll last you a while if you just like quarter scoop it all the time.
seriously. Yeah, we've seen
So
some things.
then what about the protein side of things? Right? Like what was your like vision with the protein? Because obviously that's completely different from a pre.
It is. And now I'll jump back to that, but now protein prices, I don't know if you've seen, are like ridiculous.
They've climbed so crazy over the last couple of years. Like
It's unbelievable. To where I don't know if we're gonna continue doing protein for a
it's
second.
hard to do protein now because like you'll like go and buy protein. It's like it used to be 60, now it's 70. And then it's like, oh now it's 80. Like what's happening?
Yeah. And now like everybody's pretty much on the same like flavor scale.
Yeah.
Like to where why
There used to be like back in the day, there were like really good brands and there were like terrible brands,
yeah.
right? But now everybody's kind of, pretty much this equivalent. Like there might be some outliers that are still kind of in that shitty phase, but most of them are pretty comparable.
hmm yeah, I'd say everybody's majority of brands are like probably 7 out of 10 and above. But like,
hmm
I mean, if you think about it, why Kirkland Costco brand chocolate, in my opinion, is pretty solid. Like the
Yeah.
flavor, the macro, like it's not bad. It's maybe the not the most highest quality protein, not insane, but it's still good.
It's
But
great in a pinch too. If you're somebody
yeah,
who's like, I can't afford anything, but I struggle to hit my protein goal, or you just want a protein shake, like way better than a lot of other options, I'm sure.
exactly. And I don't know. I wish I knew the exact serving and price on it, but it's a very good price per serving to where it's like
Mhm.
I can't really compete with that. In my
Yeah.
opinion, I don't want to put out a product that even though it might taste a little bit better or be a little bit more high quality, if I'm charging these people double or even 1.5x what they could pick up at Costco, that's maybe slightly less as good as the one that I can put out.
Hmm.
I would rather just push people to more towards that. But
Yeah.
to go back and like what I initially tried to do with protein was mainly flavors. I've
Yeah.
made some weird flavors, and I think that's kind of what made us, I guess, push apart from other brands. Um,
Yeah. I mean, anybody can do like the chocolate or the cookies and cream, strawberry, basic stuff. But what do you feel like is like some of the craziest flavors that you've done?
so the only one, well, the main one that comes to mind is the pepperoni pizza. We haven't technically done it, but we've sampled it multiple
You did
times.
a sample of that?
Yeah,
How did they do with that sample?
it was probably the most disgusting thing I've ever tried with
That
my protein.
sounds terrible.
Like the whole idea behind that one was to do an April Fool's, but then kind of market it as like, okay, you can bake with this. You can make like a protein pizza dough or like protein
Okay,
pizza,
okay.
something like that. I never tried to do that because after the first sample, I was like, this is so gross. I did try it with just like water, and it was we mainly flavored it kind of like in like an Italian breadstick with little pepperoni pieces in there. So
Did it have inclusions?
yeah, it had like super small like pepperoni shavings in there.
That's crazy.
It was so gross, but I feel like we might still try to do that. I assume you know Rival Labs.
Yeah. I actually
Super
I'm trying to do something with them right now.
awesome. Well,
Hmm.
sweet.
Yeah,
Um,
Connor's the man.
oh, Connor's unbelievable.
Like I did two samples with him and it was like perfect.
Yeah. No, that's what I love about them too. Their communication's pretty solid, but then it's like their samples. Like Connor, he's a magician. It usually takes
Hmm.
me too. Same. Like either he nails on the first time or like max 3 times, and he
Yeah.
gets so. But yeah, they did it, and they're like, "Oh, if you ever want to try to do this, like, let's just do like a 50 unit run, and just like we'll market it with you, and like it'll be a cool like Rival Labs X V1 thing." And I was like, "I will keep it in the back
I'll
pocket."
definitely get attention, that's for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, just like weird stuff. Like we did like the grandma's chocolate chip banana bread. We did grandma's coffee cake, and both those flavors are literally based off of my grandma's actual banana bread and coffee cake.
So cool.
Yeah, I can't even think about the other things that we did. We did an almost s'mores with multiple inclusions. We did those. Like the peanut butter cannoli is one of our new deluxe blisteries. One
Hmm.
has 3 inclusions. Um, yeah, we just try to go a little bit more out there, but that also like kind of hinders the sales too, because if you're
Yeah.
trying to like mass market to a broad spectrum of people, it's like, okay, chocolate and vanilla is probably your safest bet. So
For sure.
it's
A lot of people are more like hesitant. Like, I mean, I've had so many clients who are like, well, I'll just get a chocolate or a vanilla when I recommend a protein powder to them, versus like they don't want to invest in a whole tub if they don't know if they're actually going to like it. I'm like,
yes,
you just kind of got to go for it sometimes. Like, they just don't like supplements like we do, you know?
no, it's tough. And like with the flavor technology now, I'm just thinking of muscle sport. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
mean, like, I've never actually tried muscle sport, but
what.
I've, no, yeah, I need to, I'm looking to get one of them to
Okay.
try.
Well, if you
Um,
need it, just let me know because I have like probably 5 to 10 tubs sitting on my shelf that
yeah,
I
because
just
the thing is, it's like one of those things where it's like, which one do I get? Because like
yeah.
I go on their website and I almost get overwhelmed.
No, he drops some insane flavors, weird flavors. Like if I was to mold my protein off anybody, it'd probably be his.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does, but usually they're a little bit more smooth. The inclusions are about perfect. Like his carrot cake is unbelievable.
The
Uh,
formula is great too. And
yeah,
I feel like usually like you either have crazy flavors and like shitty formula or you have like really good formula and then the flavors are kind of just like basic.
yeah. Usually you do have to pick and choose, but yeah, he
Hmm.
he kills it. So yeah, if you ever want it, just seriously let me know. I have so much protein on the shelf. I was like, I can't go through it all.
I bet. I mean, have you, so with everything like review you've done, have you always bought the product or have you had like mix of products shipped to you? You know, how does that work?
Yeah, so I'd say up until probably a year and a half ago, I would majority 80% buy everything, 20% get shipped.
Yeah,
Uh,
I bet you've spent a shit ton of money on supplements then.
I probably spent close to maybe not 100,000, but I probably spent multiple tens of thousands of dollars on
Yeah.
something. It's
I mean, I feel like it's worked out in your favor.
yeah,
It's like you got to invest into what you're doing, right? Like I'll buy like for all of my reviews, I'll like buy all the products. Like I think I've had like maybe a handful of products sent to me, but like at the end of the day, it's like it's worth it if you get more people into your ecosystem.
I agree, and it's a lot more genuine too.
Oh,
Uh,
100%. Because then you don't feel like you have to say like, oh, I like this because the brand sent it to me. You could just be honest.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, I would suggest you keep doing that same thing too. But I mean, it gets to a point once your stuff like starts picking up, and like, of course, how to do some like weird hooks.
Oh yeah,
Um,
got to get
and
people's attention.
same, yeah, like it's like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever had in my entire life. And it's like a lot of stuff really is just to get people into the video.
It's the
Yeah,
game, the game of
yeah,
social media.
it is. But I'm blessed. Like it's almost a little bit overwhelming now the amount of products that I have to where like I go to work out and it's like, all right, what am I taking today?
Yeah,
And because there's so many choices, it's like, all right, I'm just gonna take some V1 or like some half scoop of this new AN pre and
yeah,
just stick to the normals because it's like I just want to have a normal workout today instead of the 600 milligram Island Mortal. It's like,
yeah. That's crazy. Like
but
with all the products that you do have, like, do you have like favorites right now or things that you like lean more towards? Because I know for myself, like, no matter how many energy drinks I have, I always like kind of gravitate towards like the same three unless I'm doing like a special thing, you know?
yeah, okay. So let's go back and forth. We'll do
Yeah.
energy drink, pre-workout, and protein.
Yep.
All right. So my energy drink right now that I'm loving is the watermelon grape 3D.
That one
Some
is really good. You know what it tastes like to me is like a purple pixie stick.
yeah, it's good. I want to say it's a little bit more grape than watermelon, but I'm a big grape guy. I don't know about you, but I like love if it's flavored good like the Welch's, that's almost my
I
immediate pick.
never used to be a grape person. Like I always would think grape equals like children's Motrin. That was like my eye towards it. But then when I tried Welch's grape, I was like, "Oh my God, this grape is unbelievable." And it like led me to try other grapes and be like, "Oh, they're not that bad anymore. They used to be terrible."
Yeah, I would agree. That's the one that I've seen lately that, like you said, it used to be medicinal tasting. Like it literally used to taste like medicine. Now it's
Hmm.
making it pretty damn good. But yeah, watermelon grape 3D. What do you got?
Yeah. Right now, iced tea lemonade ghost is my number one.
Fantastic flavor.
Yeah, that one actually and cucumber melon 3D. Those are
Okay,
like my two.
I can get behind that one too. Yeah, the iced tea one. I'm not even a big iced tea guy, but that one, I think they did the perfect amount of iced tea to where it's not an overwhelming amount, and you get a
Yep.
majority of the lemonade there too.
I think it really is like the perfect like combination of the two. And I also think like I don't know, the carbonation seems like slightly lighter to me, where it's like
Agree.
literally perfect for what it is.
I agree 100%. I think they did it on the peaches too. Have you noticed that?
The peaches is a good one too.
Like the
It's
carbonation
like
seems a little bit less.
a little bit less for sure.
Or I don't know if this is even a thing. I that's another thing I want to get into is like the whole like RTD side. I think that's super cool and that's gonna explode like it
Oh
already has.
yeah, it's already exploding.
But like I wonder, I don't know if they have the capability to because I noticed this in the peaches. Like one, I feel like it's a little bit less, but also like once it sits for maybe I drink energy drinks fast, but like if I drink it over a course of 20 minutes, like usually my last couple of sips are like not even carbonated.
Interesting.
I
I can
don't
actually see that with the peaches one. It almost turns into like a peach juice in a sense towards the bottom.
yeah. And I wish I knew more information than I probably got to chat GPT that, but I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
to like be able to do that.
I mean, honestly, Ghost rarely misses on their flavors.
Yeah. Yeah, they're hard to beat. Um Pre-workout right now, honestly, just I've been taking all the V1 samples. So we have a
Yeah.
new workout coming out. That's kind of doing a little bit of a brand refresh, kind of just getting a better direction on like kind of who we're for, what our I guess customer target is. Um,
Yeah, almost niching down in a sense.
a little bit because we've been a little all over the place with like branding and like formulations, I guess a little bit. I that was mainly from like my creativity. I love to do so many different things. Like, oh, I see this product fitting right here. I'd love to like have this in my daily routine.
Yeah, it's
Um,
because you're just excited.
exactly. Yeah. And it's I don't know about you, but like the creativeness to me is the most fun part. Not like
I agree.
selling out is super cool, but like being able to have something like, okay, I create this to work kind of into my daily life because I
Yeah,
like there's nothing out there like it. And like just other people to be able to be like, yo, like this is cool. Like I would love this in my life too. That to me is really the coolest part.
I agree with that. Yeah, so right now pre-workout is V1, you said?
Yeah. So
The
it's
samples.
yeah, it's slightly different, still the same caffeine amount. Can't really give a ton of stuff away, but it's a little bit more pumped up in the pump department or the blood.
Nice. Okay. Right now my pre-workout, and it's honestly been my pre-workout for a while because it works for me, is Enduraformance by First Form. So it's like a non-stim, solely like performance based, because I'll drink like either an energy drink or coffee before my workout, and then I'll use that. I like it because it really hits well with the blood flow without it being like too intense.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, sometimes gummies. It depends, depends on what I'm working on.
What see, First Form might be one of the only supplement companies. I've rarely tried any of their products besides their energy drinks.
Yeah, so
Well,
first form, in fact, is I have a sensitive stomach, and the
okay.
only protein that I can take right now is first form without it
Wow.
like destroying me.
Do they have any like added digestive enzymes or different types of
They
protein?
don't. It's just like a simple hydrolyzed whey protein isolate.
Hmm. I'll have to check
Not
it
sure
out.
what it is. Might be maybe the gums that they're using. Maybe they're not like maybe I'm not as sensitive, but I know that like I can't do casein 100%. So like anything that's like a casein whey blend is like no go for me. And whey concentrate I can usually do as long as it's like a higher quality, I guess.
Yeah. Huh. Any flavor X from First World?
Oof. Right, the salted peanut butter Formula One,
Okay.
really good because it's like really nice on the salt. Like they get the salt, you know?
That to me that is a big thing, especially for peanut butters. The
Yeah, you can really hit peanut butter nice if you have the salt, but if you don't, it almost tastes like just it just has this like a protein taste to it, you know?
have you tried the AN Performance Peanut Butter Banana?
I haven't, but
Well,
I've heard it's incredible. Like for first of all, somebody to like collaborate with a banana is wild to me.
I would agree. It's not. I feel like it's Chiquita is not even like a banana. It's like a fruit company.
I only see them make bananas, so
Yeah,
apparently they do other things.
that's one of the coolest. I mean, we get to collab in a second, but I guess my protein, I'll do the AN Performance Peanut Butter Banana. That one to me, I went through that bag so fast.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
weird
I've seen
combo,
I've
but I
seen it at
love it.
Vitamin Shop a couple times, and I'm like, oh, I should probably like go for this. You know,
Yeah, it's
I'm a
fantastic.
huge peanut butter person.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am too. What about you
Yeah,
at the moment?
protein right now, the Formula One peanut butter, salted peanut butter, or their Level One iced oatmeal cookie. First form.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
different one.
Yeah, that one's a newer flavor. I think it came out like a month or two ago. Pretty
Okay.
good. Pretty
Damn, I'll
good.
check this out.
Yeah,
Sweet.
got to check it out. But cool. So all those protein. So I guess the next question is, well, like, what's next for you in V1, right? Because I know you mentioned you're doing a little bit of like a rebranding, and I've kind of seen that on social media,
Yeah,
which
we're
I like to see a lot of brands do because I feel like when that happens, it's almost like you're gaining more
mhm.
purpose and direction.
Yeah. I think that was the main thing. It's like I'm not 20. I'm 27 now. So it's like I'm
Wait till
basically
you get to 30. It's scary. I turned 30 this year, and I was like, oh my God, my life's over.
I still feel like I'm 20 kind of, but it's like mentally and like where my life's at, it's like holy shit, I'm a completely different person with completely different priorities in life now.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting
So
married in a week.
yeah. So it's like all right, I don't really want to be kind of associated with this whole like intense like gym culture vibes to where
Right.
that's part of my life and it's still like a top priority throughout my day. But yeah, we're moving towards just like the disciplined, passionate individual, whether you're pursuing something that's like you want to become a doctor or a lawyer, or you're just like a good family man that's like a blue collar worker. Like, as long as you're passionate and disciplined in every aspect of your life, we're going to make supplements that fit into your life. That to where if your family's your number one priority, but the gym is still up there, it's all right. These supplements are going to help enhance that gym quality of life to give you
Hmm.
better performance, better output, and help you, I guess, transform your life to where we're not so much just hype gym culture anymore.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like, have you heard of BPN supplements?
Well, yes, kind of that, but a little
Similar in
bit.
a sense where like I know that they started where it was like hardcore gym and now it's like we care about your health and your performance, you know?
Yeah, very, very gym culture. They're a cool brand. I love them. That was
Oh yeah, I've loved Nick Bear's story. I've been watching him since he started his YouTube, so it's been really cool to actually see like all the success from just like working hard at it, you know?
yeah, funny. I guess funny story there. I think it was 2020, back when I was like cold calling, emailing so many different brands. I was trying to do like these weird things that would be like different to like set myself apart or like put my resume on their table or something. And I think I like printed out my resume or something and like printed out a whole like story about like how I followed him and blah blah blah. And I think I just literally like sent him a letter.
Dang, how'd you
Uh,
not get attention from that? If I got a letter from someone, I'd be like, what is this?
I never got a response. I don't think he ever read it. I guess I might have gotten an email. I don't know. But
That's crazy.
yeah, I was doing like every possible thing I could just to like get myself in
And
front
you
of this.
know, that's such a big thing that people don't think about. Most people are like, well, like, how do I get there? And I'm like, well, you just have to like put yourself out there and like you're gonna fail, but like that's okay. That's how you win.
Exactly. And I don't know what flipped that switch in my head either at that time because I was a very like nobody likes to get rejected. Nobody likes
No.
to like, put themselves out there and be like, yeah, no, you're not good enough. Well, I was like, all right, I'm on a mission. Like, who can be the first person that I can get involved in or get an opportunity from? So I was,
I think with that, it's like the flip switch almost is to the point where it's like, I want this so bad that I do not
yeah,
give a shit what anybody says, you know?
and I think yeah, like you said, a lot of people don't do that, which is
Yeah.
it big separated, which really didn't take a ton of time. I just had to figure out, okay, where's the address? I had to write a story like that was very descriptive about like why I love BPN and why I would love to be a part of that. If they have an opportunity, send them my resume and like actually send them a letter rather than like an email or a DM. Like
Hmm.
the difference that took me maybe 15, 20 minutes to do. So like you kind of just got to think outside of the box and really just put yourself out there.
Yeah. It's like people know what to do. It's just they're afraid to do it because they're afraid of the rejection or what other people are going to say. It comes down to that. So, if you want to create something that's worth creating, then you just have to kind of not care.
Yep. But yeah, I guess to go back to the direction of V1 or what's next,
Yeah.
it's kind of we're narrowing down. We should have at least a logo kind of presented probably next week.
Dope.
Later getting done right now, and then we should have a launch of kind of the new SKUs, new website. It's a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
But it'll be very cool. Probably beginning of September, first or second week of September.
Super exciting. So are you doing like new product SKUs completely or just new flavors?
Kind of new SKUs. Like we messed around with the formula a little bit for the V1.
Hmm.
We messed around. Ultimate is probably the second product that's coming back. That one's a pretty big flip.
Hmm.
Um, Same flavors. Like we're doing Arctic Beast. Cantaloupe is another one that like gets a weird flavor, but
That's
I
a
love.
unique flavor too, by the way, like cantaloupe. Like I don't see that one ever. So I thought that was cool. Also, the Arctic Beast, is that one carbonated?
Yes. So we put a little bit of sodium bicarbonate in there.
That's cool.
But it fizzes up just a little bit. We actually like lessened it just a touch because I don't know if you've ever messed with any pre-workout. Like Rise puts a little bit of sodium bicarb in theirs too. Like if you shake it up in a Gila mix,
Yeah,
like
it'll explode in your face.
it explodes. So like we had to tone that down a little bit. Yeah, like that's like the White Monster Duke.
That's
So
dope. Nice. Well, that's super exciting. Last question is, if you were to give advice to anybody who maybe wants to create something or wants to follow a passion, but they're maybe scared to start, what advice would you give to that person?
I think we touched on a lot in the podcast already, but just
Yeah.
some I'd say one kind of figure out what you really want to do if money
Mm.
wasn't a factor. And I think that was one thing that I went after that I didn't even know that was why I was doing it. I went into it just for the knowledge aspect. And like, once again, if money wasn't a factor, choose whatever you'd want to do in that aspect. So take
Yeah.
that out of the equation.
I
Um,
actually like that.
yeah. Another good piece. I'd say just don't be afraid of rejection. And like, you're not going to get an answer unless you actually reach out. To where I think a lot of people are just really confined in the fact that they're like, oh, these people like don't see me or can't tell what I'm doing or blah blah blah. It's like just reach out to that person, say, hey,
Mhm.
you really inspired me. Is there anything you can do to help? Or anything of that nature. Like make it weird or have a like weird opener. Like I said when I email or sent a letter to BPN, there's ways you can separate yourself without having to be this person that has 10 years of experience under their belt. And like you're not going to get a no, you're not going to get a yes unless you actually talk to that person.
Yeah. It's kind of like basketball, right? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right?
Exactly. So I'd say those two are probably the two things that really propelled me to the spot I am today.
I love that. Awesome. Well, I'm super excited to see like what's next for V1 and see you continue to grow. But I'll put all of your information down below in the show notes, but where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok, I believe, Konlan.James.
You don't remember your tag?
Oh man. I know
You're right.
so I went through like a whole hacking scandal about a year and a half ago, and it's still like a little bit there. So I got to change up everything. So my
Yeah.
handles are like completely different. I think it's Conlon, just Conlon James. Search Conlon
Yeah.
James.
You'll find it. It'll be down in the show notes, so we're all good.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for being on. And for everybody listening, go follow Conlon or KJ, whatever you want to call him. Go check out V1, big things coming, and go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.
I love it.